Today we're going to talk about coordinate plane, how to graph ordered pair. Before we do that, let's go over what we know about comparing and ordering integers and absolute value. Let's change this example. What's the absolute value of 5? How far, what's the distance of 5 from 0? 5 units. Remember, the negative ones are outside of the absolute value. It's the opposite of. What's the opposite of the distance of 5? Negative 5. What's 72 divided by 8? 9. Negative 3, 8. Absolute value of 3. How far is 3 from 0? 3. Negative 48 divided by 6, that's negative 8. How far is negative 8, absolute value, from 0? 8, negative 7. So put them from least to greatest. If I draw a number line, if 0, positive integers or positive whole numbers are to the right, negative integers or negative whole numbers are to the left. So remember, in a number line, it goes from least to greatest. So who is the farthest to the left? It'll be negative 7, then negative 5, then negative 3, then 3, there are 2 8s, and then 9. So in a coordinate grid, you have a coordinate plane. Last year in elementary school, you learned only using positive numbers. That was quadrant 1. As you notice, there are two number lines here. There's the x-axis. This is the horizontal number line. And you have the vertical number line, which is the y-axis. And it forms a plane, a grid. This is divided into 4 quadrants. The way I think about quadrant is area, boundary. This is quadrant 1. To the left of it, this is quadrant 2. As you know, I use Roman numeral. 1, 2. This is quadrant 3. So 1, 2, 3. This must be quadrant 4. So how can I remember this? Well, one of our teachers, Ms. Meyer, said this is how she remembers it. To write the letter C, you start here, right there. So quadrant 1 goes to quadrant 2, goes to quadrant 3, goes to quadrant 4. So if you are studying coordinate grid or coordinate plane, to remember the quadrants, quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Love that. So how do you graph ordered pair? So before we begin, we need to find the home base. Right here is the home base. That is called origin. Origin is the home base. To denote it, we denote it as 0, 0. If you can't see this one, this is the x-axis. And this is the y-axis. So we have the x-axis. This is the number line that goes horizontal. And then we have the vertical number line, which is the y-axis. So how do you graph? Well, for example, if I have an ordered pair like 2, 6, the first number represents the x-axis. The second number in the ordered pair represents the y-axis. So you look at the x-axis for 2, right there. Then you look for the y-axis for 6. Is 6 above or below? It's above, so it's right here. So 2, 6, or x, y. Let's try another example. Negative 5, negative 2. Where would this ordered pair go? Again, this is x, this is y. So looking at the x-axis, negative 5. So here's the x-axis. Where's negative 5? Right here. Negative 2 is for the y-axis. Where would I find negative 2? It'd be right here. If you put them together, it goes right here. So that would be -5, -2, and it's located in quadrant 3. Let's do another one. Let's try this one. -2, comma 4. -2, comma 4. Again, this is the x, this is the y. So let me locate -2 on the x-axis. So starting at the origin on the home base, -2 is right here. So I go left 2 units. On the y-axis, 4. Here's the y-axis, starting over, it's 4 units up. So I go -2, I go 2 units to the left, I go 4 units up, and it goes right there. -2, comma 4. That's in quadrant 2. And let's try another one. What about 1, comma -4? So x and y. So and the x-axis will be 1. So here's the x-axis is 1. The y-axis is -4. It'll be right here. It'll be right here. This is in quadrant 4. What do you notice about quadrant 1? If you look closely at these, what can you tell me about quadrant 1? Both numbers, what type of numbers? In this order pair, what type of numbers do you see? I see positive numbers. Positive whole numbers. Positive numbers right there. What about this one? What can you tell me about this? What do you notice about it? I see it starts with a negative, and then the y-axis number is a positive. What about in quadrant 3, in this one? What do you notice? If I graph ordered pairs or points in this quadrant, what do you notice? Each one, it will start with a negative and end with a negative. So the x is negative, the y is negative. And in quadrant 4, what do you notice? If I graph another point like this one, so, sorry, 0, I go to 4, so x is 4, y is -5, so 4, -5. So what do you notice? It starts positive, and the second number is negative. Here's a tricky one. I graphed this one. What quadrant is this one? First of all, this is a point. Let's say this is point A. Can you tell me the ordered pair? All right, let's see. I know it's x, y. In the x-axis, it is -3. In the y-axis, it would be 0. So -3, 0. So which quadrant does -3, 0 go to? Well, it's between 2 and 3. Is it in a quadrant? No, it's on the x-axis. Let's try another one. Let's try this one right here. This is ordered pair B, or point B. Can you tell me the numbers for it? Well, I know it's x, y. So on the x-axis, which number on this x-axis number line, which number? It'll be 0. On the y-axis, which number? -2. So it'll be 0, -2. Which quadrant is it located in? It's not located in any quadrant. It's located on the y-axis. So again, a coordinate plane is divided into 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1, Quadrant 2, Quadrant 3, Quadrant 4. As you notice, numbers in Quadrant 1 are both positives. Numbers in Quadrant 2 are negative positive. Numbers in Quadrant 3 are both negatives. And points in ordered pairs in Quadrant 4 are positive, negative. So let's graph something. Can you tell me the ordered pair for this point C? I know it's x, y. On the x-axis, is labeled as this is the x-axis. This is the y-axis. On the x-axis, it will be 2. On the y-axis, it would be 4, with 2 comma 4. Which quadrant is it? Quadrant, let's see, I can't remember. Oh, C for coordinate. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 is in quadrant 1. What about this one right here? Can you tell me the numbers for this order pair D, point D? Well, I know is, again, x, y. So which number on, which integer right here from the x-axis or x number line, what would it be? It would be -6. Which number from the y-axis would it be? It would be, which number? It looks like -2. So it's -6, -2. Which quadrant is it located? Quadrant 3. Again, what characterizes ordered pairs in quadrant 3? Both negatives. X-axis, so this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. Again, the first point goes from the x-axis, the second point is the y-axis. That's why I like you to do x, y. And then you can move this. This is the origin. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. If you have 2 negatives, where would that be? Negative, negative. Quadrant 3. Both positive. Positive numbers here, positives here, so it must be here. Positive, negative. Positives are here, negatives here, so it must be here. So that leaves this one, negative, positive. And that's coordinate plane. So again, so a summary, we have a coordinate plane is divided into 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. A quick way to remember is think of coordinate, make a C. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to read an order pair, you must think of x comma y. So you have an x-axis, which is the x number line. The y-axis, which is the y number line. So looking at the x-axis, which number would it be? It would be 7. Looking at the y-axis, which number would be? It would be 3. So 7 comma 3.